As a church, Hillsong sometimes gets mixed reviews on ratemyreligion.com, I believe. Yeah. But hundreds of thousands of devotees right around the world to counterbalance those critics. One thing that can't be denied is that it's a remarkable success story.
Now, 6 years ago, I went on the road with Hillsong for Sunday night. The church was massive then, and it is now much, much bigger. A documentary has hit cinemas in the United States this week, tracing the success of the church that has been described as Australia's most powerful brand. This is Hillsong on the big screen.
I believe that God created music to connect people, the human heart, our soul, with heaven.
The Aussie band of faithful, Hillsong Followers, is one of the biggest Christian rock acts on the planet. Now the movie, Let Hope Rise, traces the Hillsong phenomenon, which started as a single church in Western Sydney with fewer than 50 followers. Advertising executives have used Hillsong as a successful brand. Are you proud of that?
It just makes me smile. It just makes me laugh. I don't know anything about marketing.
No, come on.
Well, what do I know? You tell me. I went to school, I went to high school, I went to Bible college. There has never been any master plan.
The man behind the brand and the church is Brian Houston. He has consistently claimed he doesn't understand the secret to its success.
That's a great question. It's a miracle as far as I'm concerned.
He struggles too with the criticism.
It's the Aussie way, isn't it? If something, successful and to people it doesn't make sense, you criticise it.
And wonders why his church doesn't get more credit.
And I think about the impact on the economy, and Australia's got a lot to thank us for.
Get ready to hear more about Hillsong the movie and the band that keeps hundreds of thousands around the world jumping for Jesus.
We're the biggest band you've never heard of.
Yeah, well, now you have, and three members of Hillsong United join us this morning. We have Jack Gillies, Jonathan Douglas and Taya Smith. Good morning to you all.
Hi, good morning.
We also have brand expert Richard Sauerman here. Lovely to see you. Jad, we're going to start with you. You delivered that great line, the biggest band that you've never heard of.
Yes.
But Hillsong's been doing huge business for a long time. This movie, does it take it to the next level, do you think?
Maybe. I mean, the one thing we really are passionate about is the message of kind of, the gospel, obviously, but the message of what God can do through ordinary people. And I guess that's the story of what Hillsong is, very ordinary people.
You're right.
Yeah, and you didn't push for this movie. Someone who I think is agnostic approached you and said that they wanted to do the movie. Is that right, Dad?
Yeah, it was crazy. Actually, 2 Hollywood producers came to our worship night at Hollywood Bowl. Had an encounter, didn't really know how to describe it, but said we need to make a film about that because we want people to experience that in the cinemas. And that ends up being Hillsong Let Hope Rise, and we got to be a part of it. So,
well, just back up. Hollywood Bowl. I mean, you guys are playing the Hollywood Bowl. This is an incredible success story. A lot of the criticism around Hillsong focuses on matters financial, about transparency and whatnot. And there are people saying, look, this movie is just all about making money. But you three are just making the music, right? And must be loving that ride and the success that you've seen through that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you say, we played the Hollywood Bowl and no one's more surprised than us. And then we're even more surprised than someone would want to make a movie. And I guess what I love about Hillsong Let Hope Rise, this film, is a lot of people get to see, really the backstory of who we are, how this all came about, and really what we're about. So I kind of love that people that might go, who are these Hills, can kind of watch it and go, oh, that's, really what it's all about.
Yeah, sure.
Now, we've talked a lot, Richard, about the brand and how successful Hillsong's been. The music's been a big part of that. Brian Houston has said from the beginning that he wanted to make going to church something really enjoyable, so the music is important. And yet, look, if this was any other export, we would be celebrating it, but we're not, even though it is a successful brand. Why do you think that is?
Because I think people are quite cynical, and they have... it's very easy to be cynical about something like this. Like it's a brand that's offering, like community and openness and tolerance and faith and love, and it's very easy to go, well, that's all kind of corny, you know? But actually, is it? I mean, it's pretty fundamental. You know, we live in a world that's, you know, pretty messed up in many ways, you know, and it's very secular.
Yes.
And there's not a lot of spirituality going on. The conventional, traditional church really doesn't offer a whole lot to young people, especially these days. You know, there's some pretty bad stories coming out. So as a brand, it's really damaged.
I mean, we sort of disparagingly refer to, you know, evangelical churches like Hillsong as happy clappers. You know, that's the terminology. Yeah. But you go to the United States and the Baptist and Pentecostal churches have been happily clapping for a couple of 100 years now, and people love that. And they see that is integral to the worship. Is it particularly Australian thing to be so cynical?
Oh, yeah. Music touches your soul. These guys know that. It's what it does. All music does, you know. And it's quite an Australian thing to have a bit of a, you know, BS detector. Oh, yeah, right, here we go. And it's, you know, it's easy to be cynical and sit on the sidelines and comment and, well, you know, but why, you know?
It's interesting because for Sunday night, I've spent 8 months with the church. I went in thinking that we were going to uncover. I did. I went in thinking we were going to uncover some wrongdoing, right?
Yeah.
Hillsong's not doing anything that the Catholic Church and various other churches haven't been doing for a long time in terms of their tithing and so on. And yet when I say to people now, no, I went in there cynical and I came out thinking, no, this is just a great group of people trying to do their best, and yet people are still saying, no, I think that they must be dodgy. I mean, can you ever counteract that, JD?
It's kind of hard because I think it's a lot of these kind of people's opinion are actually are formed from the wrong information. And so again, kind of for us, we were reluctant in making a movie because we realised that what people go, oh, wow, Hillsong's now making a movie, but we didn't want to make the movie. We actually were like, we don't, you know, this is not, you know, part of what we ever grew up wanting to do. But what I do like about the end result of this film is that people get to, we draw the curtain back, let people backstage, and we tried to be as authentic and honest as we are, and people can hopefully make their own decision off that.
Well, you can only ever counter cynicism with openness, can't you? And you can only ever counter the haters with a bit of love. And it sounds like that's what you're doing.
And a bit of song.
A bit of song.
Yeah.
A bit of a love song.
Best of luck with it.
Thank you.
Cheers, David. Thanks, Richard, for joining us as well.